Last night it was reported that Micheal Ferland, upon suiting up for the Utica Comets, had to leave the game after the first period. And it really does suck to say this, due to concussion-like symptoms. Yikes. It's been reported by Rick Dollywall on Twitter. Ian McIntyre has tweeted a few things here. This is the idea that some people have been bringing up, so I guess we will bring it up here because it is a very prominent idea at the moment. Now is not the time to talk about Ferland's contract or his past concussions. This is a man with a young family who never gave up on this season. He worked so hard to get to Utica tonight. He deserves your positive thoughts, not negative. So that is exactly what we're going to do here, because taking a look at it, this kind of stuff sucks. Not just as a hockey fan point of view wanting their hockey team to do well, but Micheal Ferland's previous concussion history has already been a bad thing, and having something like this, where he has to get removed from a game where it's the first game he's played in like weeks. When did Ferland even last suit up for the Canucks? It's been so long, and he finally gets out there and plays the game, and he has to get taken off. This is a very, very big concern for the man underneath the helmet. It's so unfortunate to see how things have gone on, and Ian McIntyre kind of says it over here. At this point, Ferland playing hockey again is indeed on the list of concerns. Because Ferland is a guy who just recently became a father, man. Honestly, if you're taking a look at this objectively, I can totally side with the idea that Ferland should just retire at this point. Now, obviously, that's jumping the gun. That's me sitting here without any formal medical notice or whatever. I'm not the guy reading Ferland's transcript that the doctor gives him. I'm just a fan on YouTube. But from the context, from the previous injury history, from the fact that Ferland is a father, the fact that he has a family, the fact that he has been trying so hard, but he has had so many setbacks, retiring isn't a bad idea, in my opinion. So, that sucks. It sucks to see a hockey player's career head in this direction, and the way things are right now, it really doesn't look good. Now, obviously, the possibility of Ferland up in arms, just 100% recovering, playing in Utica again, he's doing great, then he comes back to Vancouver and he does great, and for the next few years he fulfills his contract and he plays like a 20-goal, 40-point guy like he was in Carolina. That possibility does exist. But if you're like me, you understand that that possibility is dimming with every next setback that this man faces in his hockey playing career. And there are more things that are important than the contract or the Vancouver Canucks situation on their salary cap and all that stuff. This is more important than that, hands down. 100% more important. This is a man's life that we are dealing with over here, because concussions are not to be taken seriously. Man, there are more things important than hockey, and your family and your overall livelihood as a person is indeed one of those things. So, if Micheal Ferland, sometime down the line within the next few days, weeks, or maybe even months, decides to make a decision to put that life ahead of hockey, then I will support that 100%. I don't give a crap about the cap. I don't care about the money. This is a guy's livelihood. So, just getting that out of the way, with the really bad situation that we have here with Ferland, it opens up the door for what I talked about a few videos ago that I said I didn't really want to happen. Wayne Simmonds is the guy that the Vancouver Canucks have indeed been looking at, and they have been evaluating, apparently. According to the trade rumors, Bob McKenzie and all that, they were talking about it. But the number one contingent factor as to whether or not the Canucks would go after Simmonds was indeed the potential return of Micheal Ferland. If Ferland was fine, He didn't have any concussion-like symptoms, he just went to Utica, he played great, and all of a sudden he comes back to Vancouver and boom, he's okay, there would have been no need for a Wayne Simmonds. But the common idea and the belief amongst the Vancouver Canucks management is that they want a hard-hitting, gritty, power-forward-like player, and Wayne Simmonds is that. Ferland was supposed to be that, but he's had a lot of problems for his health, and thus hasn't been able to fulfill that role for the Canucks this year. So, the door is opening for Wayne Simmonds. Pack your bags, man, because the Canucks are probably going to send something over there to New Jersey to get this man in the blue and green. And I already have voiced my thoughts about the idea of trading for Simmonds. I was on the Micheal Ferland train. I was thinking that he was going to come back. I was going to think, yeah, we don't need Simmonds. Ferland's going to come back, and he's going to be fine. But the contrary looks to be the most realistic possibility and the most realistic end to this scene, to be honest. If Ferland goes on the LTIR, then the money will be freed up on the cap, which will allow Simmonds to come over, I guess. I'm just kind of interested as to the same exact point that I brought up in that Simmonds video. If you bring Simmonds back, who do you take out of the lineup? Do you trade for a guy like Simmonds, who you want to be a rough and tough player and all that, just to play him on your fourth line? Rotate him with a Tim Schaller or whatever? That's an interesting way to look at it, but realistically, I wouldn't be surprised if the Canucks played this guy in the top 6. And if you play him in the top 6, you're automatically shuffling around the lines of Bo, Pearson, Virtanen, Eriksson. Yeah, I know Eriksson is there too. Miller and Pettersson. And the way that this team has been playing, sometimes they've been pretty bad, but other times they've been pretty good, and we know how good this team can be. So, I don't know if I would like to mess around with the chemistry that's already been established with this team by adding a completely new guy, like 5 months into the year. But if they're able to get Wayne Simmonds for cheap, maybe a 4th or a 5th round pick or a prospect that not a lot of people have their eyes on or whatever, and they use him primarily in a bottom 6 role, then I could honestly live with that, I guess. I could open up my tolerance a little bit and say that Simmonds rotating with a Schaller or a Mott in the lineup is indeed something that I would be okay with. It's just, you know they're probably gonna play him top 6, right? And, okay, I'll eat my words. Hopefully, if he does get played in the top 6, he absolutely shines, and he becomes the Wayne Simmonds of before. But the likelihood of that happening again, like Ferland coming back, it's very, very low. Because Simmonds' speed is not what it used to be. His skating ability has kind of withered down as the years have gone on, so there's a reason Simmonds' reputation as a power forward is what it is now compared to what it was before. So, I am just gonna be sitting here, laid back, reading my Eric Walters novels and watching my anime, and just waiting for the Vancouver Canucks to make a trade for Simmonds. Because the way things look right now with Ferland, it doesn't look like they're gonna be able to get him back, and it looks like Simmonds is gonna be the guy to come in. So, as for Micheal Ferland, again, man, if he makes a decision to retire or do whatever, I would be okay with that. Because life is more important than hockey itself. Life is more than just hockey. Life is love, life is family, life is experiences, life is traveling, life is living, and life is being alive to enjoy that. And concussion-like symptoms can really, really mess with your head. So, for Micheal Ferland, I wish for a really positive recovery, and if he does have to step down and hang up the laces, that's okay. Absolutely okay. I don't care about the Canucks cap, I care about the quality of life of Micheal Ferland in this scenario. We're at a point where if he plays again, that quality of life is indeed in jeopardy, so darn, that sucks. But it opens the door for new possibilities for this Canucks team, and it looks like Wayne Simmonds is going to be on that chopping block. So I hope you enjoyed this video, such that Trust 99, and bye.